Welcome to the Movie Talk Show with Dave D.C. Callari from DC Unboxed and from the Screenwriter's Room, the screenwriter himself, Rob Alvarenga. Now, here is your host, Joe Zapata.
What's up, guys? Joe Zapata here with the screenwriter Rob Alvarenga. What's up, Robbie?
What's going on, man? I'm just digging the mood lighting that Dave's giving us.
And, of course, Dave on location somewhere in the Bat Cave, I believe. I don't know. He's somewhere.
You remember when you were a kid and, like, you were driving at night with your parents or something, and then you would turn the light on in the car. Your parents were like, turn the light off, I'm going to crash.
Yes.
So that's what's happening right now. But I'm not going to crash. Driving with the light on. It's fine.
All right, good boy.
We'll make sure you're okay. You know? But, Dave, I want to give you a special shout-out because last week we were talking about sequels, and we mentioned Passion of the Christ 2. And you said Passion of Christ 2 Electric Boogaloo. And I have the first actual photo shoot from the set, and I'm going to put it up right now. Here it is.
Yes.
We got the official Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo post of Passion of the Christ 2. And I know you're traveling from church, so maybe you could, check it out. It looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to be the first theater to see this.
Well,
great.
That's what we were doing. We were approving some of the storyboards.
Okay, good. Well, we can't wait.
I like the kicks. I like the kicks that Jesus
got
rocked.
the Jordan kicks on for this. He's got the Jordan kicks on. He's still got the thorns on, but he's got the Jordan kicks.
Nice.
It's gonna look good. I can't wait for it to come out. All right. All right, guys. So let's get started what we're going to talk about actually. And the first thing I actually want to talk about is there is actually the Expendables was actually a big time movie that, it started off really good with Sylvester Stallone. And now they're actually going to start doing a female version called the Expendables with the Belle, which I'm like, oh my God. Expendables. There has been no castings of who's going to be, but there's rumors of Angelina Jolie. There's rumors of Linda Hamilton. There's a lot of rumors going on, but it's official. They're going to do a female version. I don't even know what to think about it. I don't think it's a good idea because the last Expendables movie did horrible. Rob, I'll start off with you. What do you think about this Expendables, Bells as they call it?
I don't know. Maybe I'm taking crazy pills, but I feel like this was like an idea a while ago, and maybe it was just a bad joke. Maybe that somebody said, but I always felt like they are probably gonna do this at some point. And then you start thinking about who might be in this movie, and I think we wrote up like maybe Angelina Jolie, Sandra Bullock, Linda Hamilton. Look, it's one thing to see geriatric men, into action films, but now geriatric women.
Yep.
It's it was a hard sell with the last Expendables.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't know what they're expecting with this. So but yeah, a lot of these actresses like Linda Hamilton. Yep. I mean, we saw her in Stranger Things, and she's not moving around all that well,
No.
Michelle
Yeoh, I think also they were saying Michelle Yeoh.
Well, at least she's athletic. She used to do like these back in the day, these like kung fu movies where she was a star. So she I imagine she still has a little something. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know who's this selling to. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take it from here because I have no words. When I saw this, I'm like, I don't even know what to go with this.
Yeah. Dave, don't crash your car. But don't drive yourself into anything. But any reason why you would want to see this movie?
No, for some reason not that long ago I went through all the Expendables, and none of them are particularly great. Some of them are entertaining. Okay. But yeah, the last one, I didn't even get all the way through it because I thought it was terrible. Mm-hmm. The concept of this is okay, and if you got a decent cast like some of the names you just mentioned, could also be okay. Now, if you had it along the lines of like Linda Hamilton was the the Barney character, but also maybe didn't get involved in any of the missions. It was more like the overseer, or like Charlie from Charlie's Angels. Like
Oh yeah.
there's a way that it could make sense. I just don't know if anybody really cares.
Yep, I agree 100%. You know, I mean, they said they are going to make it. I don't know who's going to be the characters yet. They have not announced that, but it is going to happen. They are going forward with it, but I don't think anyone's going to see it, to be honest with you. I don't, not me.
I mean, they're just giving out movie checks, man. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. Another actually one that's actually coming out is Netflix is actually going to do. Actually, you remember Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019. Brad Pitt's character, Cliff Booth, and he was there. Directed. They're going to do a Adventures of Cliff Booth on Netflix. It's going to be out in IMAX for 2 weeks, and then it's going to drop on Netflix. David Fincher directs it. Quentin Tarantino's writing it. He's going to take that character, Cliff Booth. I enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was okay. I didn't like that when he's fighting Bruce Lee and stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Dave, do you see any interest in this Cliff Booth with Brad Pitt?
I mean, listen, Brad Pitt's a name. He's a guy. You know, he can generate some buzz. I didn't see the movie, but I heard it did pretty well.
Yep.
It's not like a retread of like IP we already know. Like it could be interesting. So this is not like the worst idea that I've heard of. But like I said, I think if Brad's attached to it, I think it could actually do okay. Again, anything can be good. Most things are bad, but anything can be good.
Yeah. Rob, what do you think of the Adventures of Cliff Booth and extending this character?
I mean, I get why he's popular, and I get why, you know, I guess there was a possibility for a spinoff from that movie. So I get the reasons why. The two real reasons for me that I would be interested in taking a look at this thing is David Fincher and written by Quentin Tarantino.
Correct.
Because though that's an element there that, I mean, I'm really trying to think, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that combination has happened yet.
No.
And you know, David Fincher, his visuals, they're known. They're very, you know, you could tell that you watch a David Fincher movie. So for that, and you creating a project off something that's written by Quentin Tarantino, it could be something really unique. And this is, I mean, and nowadays with all these retreads and, you know, sequels, it could be really refreshing to actually see something. Now, the only question I would have is, does Quentin still have it? You know, because he's been writing and directing for a long time. So the movies that have worked when he's directed off his own written material, you know, he has full control. It's, you know, all over it. So you kind of trust that. And even the ones that didn't work for some people, it's still like was self-contained, and you could tell that you were in for a good like Tarantino experience, so to speak. So now what he's taken a back from the director's chair and let Darren Fincher do it. I mean, this is for me. My interest is strictly on just like on the filmmaking side of things. I'm not sure if this story is going to be worth, you know, or generate enough excitement to bring in people to watch it. I think it's only going to have like a 2 week run, and I'm reading this like from IMAX before going to Netflix.
Yes.
So it's actually, that's not a bad deal. You know, it's kind of like testing the waters, see if there is people that will go to the theaters to watch this thing, and if not, great, it'll live on in Netflix.
Yep, 100%.
Not bad.
Yeah, so they're doing it. So we'll see what happens. The next topic I want to bring up, and the second highest grossing franchise for an animated series is Shrek. And you know, I think Despicable Me is the number one, Shrek, and then I think it's Toy Story. But who knows with this Toy Story, it'll do a lot of money. So they're doing a fifth one, and Zendaya is going to be involved. She's going to be the daughter of Shrek. My kids, I remember seeing the first one with them, and you know, the first one was okay. The second one, but you know, Rob, you have kids. I don't know if you know they like Shrek, if they still enjoy this. Is there interest to see a fifth one and a sixth one if this one does well? Apparently.
So, I let me, you know, that reaction, you know, might give out the wrong vibes. I actually really enjoyed the Shrek franchise. The first one's a classic, in my opinion. Number 2 was really, really enjoyable. And 3 was, you know, gave you just enough that you still had a good time. but it definitely wasn't to the height of what like the original one, or even was the second one was.
Mhm.
Now we're kind of venturing into like, okay, this is kind of like really kind of like getting played out.
Yep.
If you're a fan of, if you really like any of the Shrek movies, I don't see why you wouldn't like any of the new ones coming out, because you're gonna have the familiar characters that make it work. Assumingly, you're gonna have Michael Myers as Shrek. You're gonna have Eddie Murphy as Donkey,
Monkey.
and even if they focus in on Zendaya's character, on Shrek's daughter,
Mhm.
you know, she's a good enough actress that she'll do her thing, but she's gonna be supported with so many characters that we don't mind seeing again. It should work.
Mhm.
So I mean, but am I gonna be in a rush to see this? I mean, I assume there's gonna be a theatrical release. I'm assuming,
That's what they
but
say.
yeah. So you know what? When it comes to like movies kind of made for the kids, they always seem to do well enough.
Mhm.
And it's still a name. I don't think this franchise is dead, but I can't imagine anyone that's kind of seen the first four to be like just like in a rush to go see it at the box office. What I do foresee is like once it gets released, it's not gonna be in theaters long. Everybody's just gonna wait for it to be in streaming, especially if they're gonna think about kids.
Mhm.
Just wait to see it at home with the
Yep.
kids.
Yep. In June of 2027, I believe it's going to come out, the fifth one. But they already greenlighted the sixth one. They're doing it, writing it, and everything. Dave, what did you think about the Shrek franchise? Is it dead? What do you think?
I don't get. Um, I I don't know. Like, yeah, the first one is classic. The second one was great. I don't even. I know I saw the third one, but it doesn't say much. That I don't really remember anything from it. I don't think that it's dead, but it's. I mean, listen, Toy Story is still going strong, but I also think Toy Story is a different animal.
Yes.
Um, but it's hard to say because that character still permeates, and even young kid even what the first one came out like what 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So like the target audience was only born maybe 10 years ago for the next round of these movies. So it's hard to say like what the younger audience's exposure has been to Shrek on the whole. But to Rob's point, like it could be good. I'm slightly interested in it. I wouldn't rush to the theater to see it. I would imagine it's got a limited theatrical run, and then it's going to be on. Well, it's DreamWorks, so it'll be on Paramount. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think in Paramount. Yep. 100%.
but to greenlight two sequels like that,
Yes.
that's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
They must really feel good about either number one, the story, and the commitment with Zendaya. I think they're banking on her
Yep.
to really carry these movies through. So they must really feel good about her giving her the lead in these movies. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. 2001 was the first Shrek movie. And that was a long time ago. So, but I think Zendaya is what they're banking on for her to, take care of it because she's a star now with the Spider-Man and everything.
I just feel it's tough to bank on names when it's just voices.
Yeah,
I just
that's
don't think
true.
it doesn't have the same appeal, at least to me. I
Yeah,
get what they're doing. I just don't think it translates as well as they want it to.
yeah, 100%. The next thing we're going to talk about is Lanterns released a new trailer. We kind of complained about the first trailer a little bit. Still looked good, but it was not the green wasn't in it, whatever. But this second trailer that they just released, I thought was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. You're seeing more of the story. It's going to be like 2 time periods. You can see the fight between Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan's happening. You saw Guy Gardner in it now. This trailer to me was really good, and I'm really looking forward to this series. Dave, did you get to see the second trailer?
Yeah, so I was fine with the original trailer, despite
Mhm.
all the complaints that everyone else had.
Yeah,
But it begs the question, right? Like everyone was like, "Oh, they pulled the first one because it sucked and it wasn't green enough and all this stuff." And it's like it could have been, might not have been.
hmm
But I mean, maybe they did want to put out another trailer and they gave us this. So
yeah, it was really
I
good.
mean, listen, again, as long as the show still comes out in August, it's whatever. I
Yeah,
was sold on the first trailer we got.
yeah. Rob, what did you see like about this trailer? This new one?
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I'm with Dave. I mean, I was already sold with the teaser, So the whole green stuff, and the whole thing with the costume.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I mean, I am kind of a little irked on the costume myself, but
Mm-hmm.
overall, it looks like it's going to be a really solid storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and we just got more clarity with this trailer. So it really is kind of like ending of a story arc with John with Hal Stewart and then John. I'm sorry, Hal Jordan. Jeez,
Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan. Anyway, the end of Hal Jordan's story arc and the beginning of John Stewart's. So that was made really clear with this trailer, and I like that. It shows that we're kind of like picking things up. We're not. It's not a true like original origin story like some of these shows would like to start with the beginning. With Hal Jordan, how he got the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It basically say in the trailer like how I got the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just jump into the story, and I like that.
Yep.
Something's already happening. There's a changing of the guard, and there's also a case that literally has to be solved while they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like it seems more crystal clear now that it has that true detective vibe to it. I like just the look of it. It just really looks gritty. And I don't think you're gonna see that much more green than what we saw already. But it's good to see that they're actually now including that color in
Mm-hmm.
in the story. So
Yeah.
that's cool. But I mean, it's not. Other than that, it didn't really show me much more than what I already knew, and I already knew that I have a real urge to see it because I think it's gonna be good.
Yep, I can't wait to see it coming in August. I'm on board. I'm a big Green Lantern fan myself, so we'll wait and see what happens. The final one, the meat and potatoes of why we're here, is Mandalorian and Grogu review. We all saw it, all three of us saw it, and we're going to give our review. Now, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars. Basically, to me, this was season 4, side mission, 4 episodes squished together. It did not move the characters as far as there was not many stakes. It didn't push the character's story. It had moments, but no high stakes. Very simple, very safe movie that they put out. I wish we could have got more. I wish it could have been better, but you know what? It was fine. I was fine with it. Season 4. Rob, you saw it. What did you think of it?
I am not fine with this movie, like at all. Um, for oh my god, let's just put it this way. Um, in my movie theater experience, me personally, somewhere in the hour and 20 minute mark or something like that, I actually started like really breathing, like sighing, like oh my god, how long is this thing? Because it felt like a chore to
Mm-hmm.
get through this movie. To your point, this was clearly supposed to be a season
Yeah.
because you actually could tell throughout the movie like where the cliffhanger for the first episode being that would end and then the new one would start. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it had that kind of beat to it, which is not what you want out of a feature.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really tough to get through. The other part of my movie experience was that I did see like I guess what the who Disney who Lucasfilms was really catering this film to. I saw a couple of like young ladies that were just kept saying, "Oh, how cute!" Every time Grogu was on the screen, how cute! Oh my God, he's so cute. And then older couple that was just like just chuckling along, like they weren't. You could tell they weren't Star Wars fans, but they were just like enjoying the visuals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Real casual movie theater goers will probably like this movie. If it's definitely safe for kids. I think there's
Yep.
nothing jarring about this movie at
No.
all that's going to turn you off from that. But it's unfortunately, and what I think it's sad is that it's not really catered to Star Wars fans or even Mandalorian fans at that. I remember season one. Season one was just like so refreshing. It was like finally something new in the Star Wars universe,
Mm-hmm.
and it had like that real like edge to it, and then it just lost its way somewhere like in the middle of season two, and it really hasn't really gained that back. And now we have this. I mean, put it this way. In a nutshell, this movie is about the Mandalorian, who's supposed to be one of the most feared warriors in the galaxy, and this guy is now a nanny. and that's all he is in this movie. He's a nanny.
Basically. Hmm.
No, I
Basically.
mean Grogu. He. First of all, Grogu. I mean, look. Do you know how to use the Force, or do you don't?
Hmm.
Because you seem to pick and choose when you kind of want to use it. That
Hmm.
was really annoying.
Yep.
And the last thing that I'll say about this movie: never, ever in my wildest dreams did I ever want to see Huts wrestling in the mud.
Okay. That's.
It was just really unnerving, that battle between
Hmm.
Rada and his uncle and aunt.
Hmm.
Ugh. Ugh. I didn't
Yeah.
want to see that. So it was just
Yeah.
this movie has a lot of flaws, and to be honest, some of the CGI was kind of like borderline. Like, did we finish this?
Hmm.
And Dave
Yeah.
Filoni, hey, good for you. You want to be in a film. Good for you. You got your cameo.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
okay, mission complete.
There was times you can see Grogu was a puppet. Like you could look, you say he's a puppet. I mean, it didn't. Some of the CGI was, like you said, bad. Some of it was good. Some was, but some was bad. Dave, what did you think of Mandalorian Grogu?
Well, I'm glad that Rob said he started to sigh heavy at like the hour and change mark, because I was kind of like, how much longer are we going to do this? Like, it wasn't very compelling, which is a shame because, yeah, the first season was fantastic. And the second one I still thought was pretty good. And then it kind of unfortunately fell off a cliff, season 3.
Hmm.
Um, so I just, like, it's fine. It's very obvious that would have been season 4, like you said, like a few episodes kind of, the some of the random stuff pulled out, and they just gave us the meat and potatoes of what that season might have been. But
Yeah.
it didn't push the characters forward at all. It didn't expand Grogu at all. I'm not really sure what you could have done, but he's just the same. He's the same thing he was at the end of season 3.
Yeah.
So if this had been season 4, I don't think they would have picked it up for a 5.
Hmm.
Um, like, again, it's not, to Rob's point, it's not really catered to Star Wars fans, because you could go in and see this without having watched any of the previous seasons
Hmm.
and been reasonably entertained.
Hmm.
Like,
Yep.
I don't know.
And
I was really hoping for a lot more.
yep.
I mean, some of the action was good, but I feel, yeah, to Rob's point, he's like kind of a glorified nanny. He had some cool scenes, but not enough to
Hmm.
to warrant like the name of the Mandalorian. And I hate to say it, but I feel like he pulled a Marlon Brando in Superman. Like, yes, we got to see Pedro Pascal's face for a scene, but was he really in the whole movie? I doubt it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, they his body double and his was in the credits. They put them like 1 and 2 right behind him. So, and John Favreau did say we're going to see Grogu again, but doesn't know when. So something's going to come again. I don't know when, but I was hoping they either he had the Force now more, and maybe he talked, or maybe something more to push that character, not
See,
just.
Yeah.
something you said right there blows my mind. We would hope that Grogu will actually learn how to speak, just speak in general, and yet the
Yeah.
Huts all of a sudden are learning just speaking English
Hmm.
out of the blue.
Yeah.
So it's just very, very confusing what they did. I'll tell you, with the action scene, those I would say the first like 11 minutes of this movie, some of the best Mandalorian action you've seen in quite some time. But that is it. If that's what you were kind of looking for, any type of Mandalorian action, first 11 minutes, great. Then check out. I mean, because that's really all you got.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, look, I mean, I did. They played it safe, for like you said, Rob. You could tell the crowd they're playing with the cuteness of Grogu and everything like that. But I for Star Wars fans like myself, it was okay. But I mean, there's something I could have watched on TV instead of seeing it,
Legit.
100%. All right, guys. Well, let's get to a couple quick questions that we got in on here. Let me just take these off really quick. One of the questions we got in here is actually for you, Rob. So let me just see. Right here. All right, question. Here we go. I don't know why it's running slow here. Okay, so this one says, "Hey, Rob." This is from George S. from Vernon, New Jersey. It says, "Hey, Rob, I'm a fan of your in-depth trailer reviews. As a fellow writer, my professor always told me, build an atmosphere before violence, as suspense is more that powerful than gore." Pretty good. More.
You have a very wise teacher there, because it's always about the setup. You know what your imagination is kind of like taking you to, before you hit like the real like anything gory or any of the scares. One
Mhm.
thing you'll notice with what separates good horror from like the ones that are just trying to like make a quick buck is the whole concept of the jump scares.
Mhm.
Any movie can really make you jump scare because you just show something real flashy that's like really weird, that's scary, and you have no choices. It's just reaction. It's like somebody just flinches at you and stuff. So, but that's not real horror. Horror is in the actual story and actually being in a situation that is so untenable, so uncomfortable, and and there's usually a monster after you. So it's like that's the whole world of that. And so yes, to your teacher's point, you build that suspense. It's always about the setup because when you scare somebody, you want them to remember that scare. You don't want them to just be like, "Oh, what the hell was that?" and then you forget about it because you got three other jump scares coming down the road in the same movie.
Yep. Next question here. Frank D from New York City. He said, Dave, I love Ghostbusters 2 and think it's unfairly criticized. The music for that movie was great. The story may have been flat, but I enjoyed it. I do think the long gap between movies hurt the movie. What do you think?
I don't know if it was that long of a gap because you had the same gap between Back to the Future 1 and 2. Um, I I actually don't think it's unfairly criticized. I just think there's a lot of people in our age bracket that are old enough where like that was the first Ghostbusters movie that they saw in the theater, or even like the first movie they saw in the theater. So I think it gets the credit it deserves. I'm still curious though because in documentaries, Bill Murray will talk about how they got us on the set under false pretenses, and Harold had a really great concept for the script. And when they showed up, it was like, what are we shooting? So I really want to know what this other concept was for
Mm,
Ghostbusters 2. And maybe somebody knows what it is. I don't know what it is.
mm.
But yeah, I think it's everyone always compares it to the first one, which you need to
Yeah.
stop doing because the first one is classic. The first one probably shouldn't even have worked the way that it did, and it just
Hmm.
did.
Yes.
So I do like what they're doing now, where they're trying to just expand it instead of just recreating the magic of the first one, which they're not going to do anyway.
Yep. Bella from Scranton, PA says, I really hope He-Man does well at the box office because as a child, I was a huge She-Ra fan. I would love to see this movie. I know you are boys probably didn't watch it.
Oh,
That's true.
what?
She-Ra. Did we watch She-Ra?
Was
I knew
Shira?
I wasn't like an avid, faithful fan of She-Ra, but I knew it, and my sister was into it, so
Yeah,
I knew
She-Ra.
enough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, there was like sort of a mini He-Man movie between that married the two shows, where you find out that Adam has a sister, and
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, and it's not like I followed Shira after that,
Hmm.
but the fact that she was introduced the way she did,
Hmm.
very impactful character. So listen, yes, we're boys, and especially that age bracket, like we don't watch anything with girls in it and
She-Ra.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. What is this, Rainbow Bright? No, we don't
Yeah.
want that. But at the same time, it's still within the He-Man universe.
Yep.
So listen, deep down inside, at least you knew She-Ra and actually the characters that she interacted with.
Yes.
So at the very
100%.
least, you're gonna know that.
Yes. 100%. And we see you got Brett M from New Jersey says, fellas, I'm really looking forward to Vision Quest and seeing Ultron return. Were there any other Disney shows you guys enjoyed? I want more Moon Knight as well. Thanks for answering my question. So let's see. Any other ones? I like Moon Knight too. I thought it was okay. Vision
Moon
I
Quest.
Knight was
mean,
cool. I am excited for Vision Quest for sure. If the question is the ones that have come out already,
Yeah.
I mean, I think WandaVision kind of like the top one, honestly,
Yeah.
and Loki. Loki were
Loki.
like the
Yeah.
favorites for me. I'm just, I'm curious to see where they go with like, the other shows. And Daredevil just came out too, so we're kind of like in Daredevil mode right now.
Hmm.
So it's kind of hard to see past that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say those three.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? Anyone show you like?
I think WandaVision sticks out because it was the first and actually was pretty good. It had the advantage of finishing up a story that was literally like fresh on the heels of like all the movies being done.
Hmm.
Daredevil, obviously, Loki was good. The problem is that I, Marvel wanted to try to do the movies and the TV shows and like make everything kind of come together, and you can't do that. They proved you couldn't do that.
Yep.
So I'm if they just ended up doing like special presentations like Werewolf by Night and Punisher, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And a couple of the bangers, like we're gonna get Daredevil season 3, like we already know that, so it's fine.
Yeah, 100%. We're gonna be wrapping up, but Dave, next week we're gonna talk about Spider Noir. I actually saw the first 3 episodes, and I was telling Rob, I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet, but I saw the first 2 in black and white, third one in color. It's really good. Something about it, just the way Nick Cage he just has that character. And I'm walking around in my Nick Cage mode. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about him on screen.
So he didn't Johnny.
He had a couple of
Johnny Blaze it.
He had a couple of Johnny Blaze moments though, which you can tell. But he's as cool as ever, being Nick Cage.
That's the thing. Look, Nick Cage. I was saying this to you, Joe, before, but I will stand on. I will die on this hill, whether you like him or you don't. Whether you think his movies are good or bad, you will never forget a Nicolas Cage performance. He's that unique, and that's why I feel so confident that this series is going to work. Yeah, and the first 3 episodes were amazing. I really enjoyed it, and I actually like it in color a little bit more because the way that it's called, like the tricolor, whatever it is, or the way they do it, really great and bright, and just the ambience is just really great. But Rob, when you check it out, you're gonna really enjoy it. And I actually went back and looked at Nick Cage's IMDb, and he's like in like 400 movies, man. That guy's been yes, bad or good, he's in it. You got that right. He's been in it. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Face Off. I mean, everything he was in, like a Moonstruck. I mean, he's been in everything. It's impressive. The guy stays busy. So. He's and some of the movies have been really bad, but some of them have been good. We'll wait and see. All right, guys, another great week. I will see you guys next week. Spider Noir. You got it, guys. You got it. Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Body builder coding. Beans on the